Today we're rating custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. We're the search for something that zybers. We're going to start off with Mayo Guy, the Earthshaker. We got a red, 6/6 elemental with trample. Whenever a mountain put into your graveyard from anywhere. What the hell? Mayo Guy deals 1 damage to each other creature without flying and each player. Or, oh lord, he coming. Whenever a mountain input into your graveyard from, I think deals 1 damage to each other creature without flying in each player. Little disqualified on the typos. Although it don't grammar well, and it don't spell well. But it's a pretty cool card otherwise. It would get a pass under better conditions. I don't know, maybe it's sort of cool based on how it's spelled in the first place. Okay, we got the Pangiate for green. I sometimes wonder, are these custom Magic the Gathering cards, or did someone like get it from an AI generator and they're just putting on the custom form because there's nowhere else for them to put their card? Instant until end of turn, all lands are every basic land type in addition to their other types, and you get to draw a card. That's pretty cool. So basically, all lands, mine, yours, Bobby's, Susan's, well, we get to add 1 mana of any color. Basically, everything is a painless city of brass. Is there anything that adds, I guess everything's a gemstone caverns? That's how it works? You think it dangers? What's so dangerous about this card? I think it's doable. I also think this is a very doable card. AI sure could use autocorrect. I know. But anyway, I don't think there's... Smashing them together is great fun until you have to separate them again. That's also very, very AI-generated flavor text. Very sus! Very sus. But very passable. Alright. Next, we got the Staffla. The Ghast Mantis. I like it. Giant praying mantis in the multiverse. We got a black-white 2 generic 3/2 insect zombie. Ooh, that's creepy. Flying? I guess does praying mantises fly? I don't know. I'm not a bug person with lifelink. If you would gain life, distribute that many -1/-1 counters among any number of creatures instead. That does Zyber, says Abzo. Super fast tortoise also likes it. Probably because the tortoises eat the bugs. The empty shell of what was once a natural ruler, now a mere vessel of sorrow and misery buzzing around the thorn tangle. That's a cool card. So basically, finally, lifelink or life gain has a purpose. Except it's not, and if you really need the life, I guess you just kill the Staffla, the Ghast Mantis. You can put those -1/-1 counters anywhere, including the Mantis. Alright, we got our first super chats in the house. We've got Abe. I made a card that actually has 0 use in Magic titled Nothingness. Oh, you think that has 0 use? Remember, if you donate on the show, give me the name of your post. I will look it up and we'll present it to everybody. Is it Accolade of Nothingness? Oh, I think... Damn it! Is it Bolt the Bird? Are you Bolt the Bird? Came up... Okay, nothing. I'm sure this is yours. Okay. What are we looking at? Oops. Let me, stretch the card into frame. We got a 0 mana sorcery colorless thing with split second. Okay, Nothingness doesn't cause abilities to trigger. Nothingness doesn't increase the storm count. Nothingness cannot be discarded to pay for costs of spells or abilities. And if Nothingness would enter a graveyard from anywhere, exile it face down instead. Okay, so this says split second. Oh, and it doesn't cause anything to trigger. It doesn't increase storm count, so just because you played it. You tried to design a card that does literally absolutely nothing. Or does it? Can anyone figure out how to use this card? Certainly doesn't draw a card. No, it can't add to storm. Specifically says doesn't increase the storm count. Cannot be discarded to pay for costs of spells. You could, you know what? There are some cards. You should have also mentioned it cannot be played from exile if that ever mattered. I never got the meme of useless card. This is a truly useless card. Should have been maybe the name nothingness is incorrect. It should have been called useless. I'm trying to think how we could use it. Use it to brick an opponent? You know what you could do, I guess, if you're playing something like Shared Fate, you get your opponent to be playing cards like this, and then you're playing cards off of their deck. Nothingness can be sacrificed, can't be countered, lower full for infinity decks. It can't be countered because it has split second. Splice enabler, maybe. By rule, it cannot prevent storm or prowess count. Well, what do you think Magic the Gathering is? Magic the Gathering is just a game that breaks its own rules. All right, anyway, I guess it's doable. I don't know. You know, that's one of those build-around cards. That's one of those cards that makes you think. You gotta think around here. All right, form of the Obliterato. It's just Phyrexian Obliterator, but with like a more funky name. Looks like Venom, sort of. A black, 1 generic for an enchantment. Oh, it's not a creature. At the beginning of each end step, your life total becomes 5. Whenever a source deals damage to you, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. That's sick. Why? This sounds terrible. It sounds... I mean, you could... Okay, the card's playable. Okay, so I'll just say it right there. It's not... you could print this thing. I just don't know why you would want to play it. For the devotion? To be each end step, like if you gain as much life as you want, it doesn't matter. You go back to 5. Oh, but you go up to 5 too. At the beginning, yeah, so if you're at 1, you also go up to 5. I imagine if any source deals damage to you, they die. Whenever a source deals damage to you, that's... I mean, and also if you deal damage to yourself, you gotta sacrifice permanents. Maybe you're gonna want to sacrifice your form of the Obliterato. There's a commander that skips 1 phase. Oh, good God. Fateful Hour. Shadow Tack. I have no idea what tack this is for, but whatever. I guess it's a pass. Alright, fire! We got fire in the house. Hey, Nikachu, hope you're doing well today. My first custom card. Welcome to the custom card nonsense. Dokved the Unfortunate. Easy find as well. All right, it's a black 1/1 human warlock. It looks like a very young warlock. Dokved the Unfortunate. Escape for a black 2 generic. Whenever you sacrifice Dokved, if this is the first time you've sacrificed a creature named Dokved the Unfortunate this turn, you may return to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you sack it and it comes back for free every turn. When Dokved enters the battlefield, sacrifice it if it wasn't cast. What? So basically you're just trying to pull off more sacrifice triggers, if I understand this. So you sack it, it comes back, and it comes back. By the way, when it comes back into play, it has another trigger that you gotta sack it. But you could sack it in response to the trigger, so you could get 2 sack out. Like you could get 2 sack abilities if that's what you were going for. It's broken with Obika. I have no idea what that card is, so I guess it's fine. Yeah, double sack, double the sack, double the fun, and then you can escape it back onto the battlefield. What's the escape? Just pay 4 mana? Aren't you supposed to pay mana and also exile some cards? That must be broken. If you have enough mana. I don't know. It's 4 mana, I guess, for a 1/1 that you double sack. If it enters the battlefield, when Dokved enters the battlefield, sacrifice it if it wasn't cast. Well, yeah, we were going to cast it for the escape cost. That was the point! Yeah, I understand your point. Alright, it's doable. Pretty sure. Wait, how many cards do you have to exile for his escape cards? Nothing! Apparently. It's complete 0. Just pay 4 mana. In fact, if you have infinite mana, you can infinitely sack this damn thing. It sounds a little bit... I don't know how you break it, though, so I'm going to assume it's okay. Boulder! I thought I'd come up and warn you that someone is impersonating you. They have the same PFP, but it's orange. The channel goes by Nikachu MTG. It's just me. It just uploads videos. He looks just like you. Maybe it's because it is me. But doesn't it, It's not live, just uploads videos. Interesting. All right, I'll look into that, Balder. Maybe I'll even send a copyright strike or sue them. Jesse, thanks so much for the super chat. My card working. Fookers. Okay, look up them Fookers. Please, AI of oh no. Oh, is it a bunch of exclamation points? No, I can't find this. It might be too fresh, too new. We might have to go look it up later. Is it this card? It's Fookers? Some people have seen that channel. Oh, it's not a card? Oh, thank you very much. Then just for the oh, you're talking about your credit card. All right, let's give a celebration to Jess's credit card. If anyone's been watching the show for any length of time, just been having some trouble super chatting. But no problems anymore. Okay, let's go back to the freebie section. We got Nicol Bolas, Tyrant God. For 5 mana, we got a 4/4 Elder Dragon God. He is a god, isn't he? Flying, sacrifice a Planeswalker. Oh, God. Nicol Bolas, Tyrant God. Gains indestructible until end of turn. Why would a god need to be indestructible? Put the sacrificed Planeswalker's loyalty counters on Nicol Bolas. Nicol Bolas has all loyalty abilities of all Planeswalker cards in graveyards. That's interesting. So you could have like a bunch of loyalty. So what happens when you... I guess when you have 0 loyalty, it's just a 4/4 creature. Timelines shift and tyrants rise. When do we get Nicol Bolas? Well, when you guys create it. Anyway, I guess this is a doable card. You think this is broken? I heard Planeswalkers aren't that good in EDH. Like, they're like really meh. If you have a Planeswalker out, I mean, it's just gonna die. So, well, anyway, I'm gonna assume it is powerful, but you know what? 3 Grixis and 2 generic, I think it's gonna be fine. The World Domination Scheme. It be a scheme out there. Okay, Orzhov, and X for sorcery. Each other X target creatures connive, then destroy the rest. What the hell? Just blow them all up. So, because it could be, okay, it's probably going to soak up a lot of mana, but effectively what you're doing is you're giving a few creatures in play connive. What does connive do? To have a creature connive, their controller draws a card, then discards a card. If they discard a non-land card, you put a counter on that creature, and you blow up everything else. That's horrible. I mean, to be honest, there's cards like that. It's like, you know, choose a creature and blow up the rest. I mean, this looks really cheap for 5 mana. For 5 mana board wipe, you get to keep 1 creature. At 6 mana, you get to keep 2. At 3 mana, you get to keep 3. Combos with Stevie, huh? If you're on a Super Friends deck, then Planeswalkers are insane. When they're by themselves, they kind of suck. Alright, the more Planeswalkers, the more fun. Connive is funny, says Redco. Alright. I'm assuming an X can be 0 and just a board wipe. Yeah, that's right. So it's basically, it's a Wrath of God with upside. Or Damnation with upside. Although you can regenerate. Nothing says you can't regenerate around here. Alright, we got Super Chats. Super Chats galore. We got Gabrielle over here. Hey Nikachu, hope you're doing well. The card is Bao Ben Sith. Oh, guys, do we have finally a Star Wars card? Bao Ben Sith. Blessed Scion. This doesn't look Star Wars at all. There are no vampires in Star Wars. What kind of Sith Lord is this? Okay, we got a red, black, 1 generic, 2/3 fairy vampire. That's also 2 very unusual creature types melded together. Legendary creature with haste. Whenever you sack a creature, you may pay black. If you do, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Tap, destroy target creature with a -1/-1 counter. Put all -1/-1 counters that creature had on Baban Sith Blessed Scion. Oh my, this thing's gonna kill itself. I think it's fine to not even have this. Put all the, maybe this has something to do with the flavor or something. It should be all -1/-1 counters get transformed into +1/+1 counters onto Baban Sith Blessed Scion. I think that would be pretty neat. Whenever you sack a creature, So basically, you can only kill so many creatures, then this thing dies. Maybe it's flavorful. I don't know the flavor of the Blessed Lord. Sorry, the Blessed Scion. Yeah, that downside is insane. I mean, it's looks completely unnecessary. Very fair card, though. Incredibly fair. Possible Nymph Planeswalker, the first one. I realized I posted the wrong card on the subreddit. Oh well. Find a way to move him back off her, but that's difficult. You just might as well just let her die and then recast her as a planeswalker, as your commander. She has haste anyway, so you can immediately tap and kill things. I mean, maybe that's the point. It's like instant death. You play her, and then you can chew off any -1/-1 creature on the battlefield. All right, neat card. Very fair, though. Honestly, very fair. Okay, they might as well be dead. Okay, we have a red-black 1 generic sorcery. Target creature's controller sacrifices it. They might as well be dead. Yeah, true story. All right, it's doable. Definitely a doable card. It seems even underwhelming. It could have been like red and black. Target. Oh, hold on. It's just destroy target creature. Target creature's controller sacrifices it. It's no difference than destroying it, but it gets around, like, you know, destroy stuff. So instead of target player sacks the creature, its target creature just gets sacked by its controller. What a weird ability. So maybe it's actually more fair at 3 mana. This is actually a very Zyberish card that they probably should print. Yeah, you sacrifice that one. You gotta sack it! Send it to the coal mines. Gets around indestructible, but not... yeah, that's right. Also gets around... I don't know. Maybe that's it. Yeah, the indestructible removal. Don't forget ward. Yeah, you have to pay that ward. Doesn't get around ward. Yeah, not hex, because you still have to target the creature, weirdly enough. That's where Magic is going, though. You know, the cards will work in this range of creatures, but don't work on those other range of creatures. Cool card. Next up, we got Nick with Geist Lord Nexus. Tell us all about it, Nick. Okay, we got a blue-white spirit, 2/1 creature, can't be countered, it's unblockable, and for 3 mana, Geist Lord Nexus gains hexproof until your next untap step. I'm wondering if you just give it hexproof, like just permanently. I mean, this is totally a fair card, I think. Well, maybe it's a little bit broken because of the unblockable thing. In life, I knew so little. In death, I know all. Yeah, why not? You're dead. You have all the time in the world to learn as much as you want. Walls do not... Do you know what? Spirits should be able to go through all walls. Walls should say, like... Or spirits should say unblockable to walls. You know, like wall walk. Does that not make any sense? Imagine a ghost floating around and all of a sudden they can't get through a wall. What baloney is that? Of course, the spirit should be able to clip through the walls. Okay, anyway. Yeah, this is totally fair. I think this is totally fair. I bet you could even push this a little bit. Like, make it 2 mana. I want to say that this is not too broken. Lord, no +1/+1. Okay, that would be broken. Come on, Toads. You're going too far here. You want to put a Lord on an unblockable, uncounterable creature? Have you lost your mind? Spirits should have shadow instead of flying. That makes some sense. Although I don't understand why the shadow creatures can block the dead creatures. But maybe it makes sense. Ghosts are real, bro. I see them on multiple occasions. Yeah, but like I'm saying, like, why are what they can't get through a door? They gotta knock like everyone else? Come on, that's baloney. They can float and fly through everything. Can't get through an Orzhov wall. I know how pathetic and sad that is. Yeah, let's make Shadow evergreen. Sort of. Well, I don't know if it is or not. Anyway, back to the freebie section. We got Degradation. It's a black-red aura. Enchant land. Whenever enchanted land becomes tapped, its controller discards a card unless they sacrifice a permanent. So basically, you want to tap that land for mana, you're going to be sacking something. I think this is fair. It's like sort of land destruction, but not really. It's just really awkward to tap that land. It's like a weird sinkhole. You know what it is? It's like sinkhole, but you get to add one more mana if you really want to. So like, you could sack the land with the degradation on it. Yeah, so you tap the land for mana, and then poof, just blow up the land. Whatever, that's fine. I don't know if it's fair. I think it's, I mean, it's sinkhole for crying out loud. But it's just, you get the land one more time. In a Madness deck, I see no downsides. I don't know if a Madness deck wants to play this. I mean, you sack the permanent, you're not discarding the permanent. Okay, now you guys are underestimating this card. All right, degradation gonna screw you over. Turn 2 degradation, and then you've lost a land. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overrating this card. Anyway, I'm giving it a pass. Hard pass around here. The Whale of Darkness. Reverse Asmorando. Oh, God. How does this work? Asmorano Mardic. Oh, you said reverse. Reverse Asmorano. I hope I can just find this. No! I can't copy what you said. How do I find this damn thing? Oh, wait a minute. Was I looking in the community? Yeah, I'm looking here. Search. Am I looking in the wrong place? Go on. Custom Magic. Then I want to... There we go. I want to search Custom Magic. Reverse Asmorano Mardica Dastina Cool Dakar. Please show up. Thank God. That was a bit terrifying. And we have nothing here. I don't even see a card. You didn't even... Damn it, Whale! You didn't post the card. As long as that took. I can't copy and paste actually on the client that I use to stream. It's really awkward. All right. Well, anyway. Oh, rate the name. Okay, we're gonna rate. This is an amazing name. It probably was a cool super chat. Maybe. Okay. So anyway, Well Darkness, you work on that. Next time we'll take a look at your card. If there was supposed to be a card here. So close yet so far. Okay, we got fire. One more for you. Sardolst. Sard Salt. Bio Experimenter. There we go. Card included. Custom Magic the Gathering with card included this time. How often are custom card shows? Every 2 weeks. You can expect to see it next time. Yeah, the name is 10 out of 10. Weird, I see it. I don't see it. Hold on. Okay, so let's go back, just in case. Oh, okay, it didn't load for some reason. All right, we're back. Okay, we'll do both of these. All right, so this is the opposite. Rakud Lucan blah 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 blah. Okay, Angel Cleric for 3/3. As long as a card has been returned from a graveyard to their owner's hand, instead of discarding it, you can pay a white or Selesnya to play the spell. When blah 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 enters the battlefield, search your library for a card named the Heavenly Cookbook, instead of the demonic one, and put it into your hand. Sacrifice 2 foods. Target creature gets +6/+6 until end of turn instead of killing it. That's neat. Okay, that's a cool card. That Zybers with me. Say it right. I don't know. You know how long I took to practice Asmorano Mardica Dastina Kuldakar? I spent like 4 days straight until I got it down pat. I'm not gonna figure that out on the spot over here. Yeah, weird glitch. All right, so you said this, and this is the Heavenly Cookbook. Return a card from an opponent's graveyard to their hand. Create 2 food tokens. Yeah, it's just a complete reversal. Pay 4, return the Heavenly Cookbook to its owner's hand. Each opponent sacrifices a non-creature, non-land permanent. Cool stuff. Alright, now we go on to... Who was it? This was Fire's card. Okay, we got Dimir, green for a 3/3 Horror Druid. Each non-human creature spell you cast has Mutate. Ugh. Its mutate cost is equal to its mana cost. Whenever a creature you control mutates, it gains indestructible until your next turn. Maybe it should just be indestructible permanently. Do you know what this looks like to me? This looks like Grievous from Star Wars. I know I keep bringing up Star Wars. I'm not that big of a fanatic, but it's the first thing that I thought about when I saw this. Except it looks like he has a bit of a squiddy form. Put a squid on his face as a mask. Wither loves mutate. Alright, it's cool. And I like that it's Sultai. We need more Sultai in the game. You cast your opponent's spells when you tap the book and pay the 1. Return each opponent sacrifice a non-creature. Return a card from an opponent's graveyard to their hand. I don't know what that has to do. Do you cast your opponent's spells when you tap the book and they pay the... I don't get this. No. Nikachu loves Star Wars more than MTG. No! I don't! Okay, anyway. Okay, moving on. Freebie section. In Dorian Shepherd, we have a green 4 generic for a 2/3 human citizen. Multi-kicker! Who the hell uses multi-kicker these days? Joseph says, I love mutate. By giving everything mutate sounds like it could lead to a bad card interactions. It also probably be lead to a bad day to anyone who doesn't understand what mutate does. When Endorian Shepherd enters the battlefield, create 2/0/1 red dragon creature tokens with flying. Those are pathetic dragons. For each time it was kicked. Alright, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each dragon you control. Oh my goodness! I mean, it's probably not broken, but, like, you get a bunch of dragons, and now this is the Dragon Lord. Also known as a dragon's babysitter. Alright. Definitely doable. Just easy pass. Moving on to the next super chat. We got Blue Bomber. They are magic walls, so no wall walk. Oh, even for dead spirits? That's sad. Abe is back with a super chat. I'm bringing tower defense games to Magic, one card at a time. Here's my first. The Blue Turret. The Blue Turret. The only thing I think of when I see this is GoldenEye 007, because there was a bunch of turrets in that game as well. 3 mana for a turret. Pay blue tap target blue creature. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That's not the type of ability that I think of when I think of a turret. Whenever a blue creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice Sapphire Tower, pay 1. Target creature becomes blue until end of turn. There's a bit of a typo there. Any player may activate this ability. I don't think what is going on here? Or is this like... Is this flavorful from the game that it's from? Like it's a stun game? It's not blue? It looks like a Blender 3D model, kind of cool. Looks like it's just stolen from some other video game. This is the new StarCraft Precon. The Illusion Killer right here, I guess so. I have absolutely no idea how to evaluate this. When I think of a turret, I think it's gonna kill somebody. Which would be like, I don't know, a very black or red thing to do. I have no idea what this is from. Just from some random generic game. What did Abe say? I'm bringing tower defense games. The Blue Turret. And if you get dealt damage, then you lose your turrets. They've infiltrated. Yeah, you can cast her by returning the card. Oh, you're talking about your card. Okay, sure. I don't think it's very flavorful, though. It makes no sense to me. Alternatively, maybe it should have, you know... Maybe it should have, like, planeswalker abilities that just don't go anywhere, but you could attack it just like, what's it called? The sieges. So when you destroy the Sapphire Tower, then the Sapphire Tower is dead. it takes enough damage that it's gone. We should have maybe more artifacts like that. Alright, we're gonna look at more custom Magic the Gathering cards. We gotta thank our sponsors that sell real Magic the Gathering cards, like FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all Dominaria sets and sealed product. Get your Shield Dreads, Urza High Lord Artificers. What is Dominaria? Dominaria the original set, Dominaria United, and also Dominaria Remastered, baby. And you know how to get those deals? In addition to 15% off, you get an additional 5% off and you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to support the channel and also save yourself a little bit of money. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Start your competitive journey. Playing Pioneer, Standard, Legacy, Vintage, Modern. When you're renting the cards on Magic Online, don't go all in on an archetype. If you like to play multiple decks, this is the way to do it. You just rent the cards, and when you're done and bored with the deck, you send it back and play a new one. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_B3R. Alright, sweet. Back to them blue turrets. Is this right? Oh no, this one's right. Alright. Alright, time to go to the freebie section. Freebie section. Yeah, they got what you need. Well, it's not 20% off. I mean, it's approximately 20% off. It's 15% off first, and then an additional 5% off from after they've discounted you 15%. High school math, people. High school math. I don't know what that exact percentage off, though, is. It's probably like 19.7% or something like that. Lookout Rock! It's a big rock. Land, tap, sacrifice Lookout Rock, search your library for a mountain or plains card, put onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Isn't this like a strictly better fetch land? Search your library for a mountain or plains card. It's strictly better fetch land. You don't even pay life for this thing. What are you, nuts? As if the fetch lands needed more power. Oh yeah, the fetch lands, they need to be buffed up. I can't think of what else this card. That's it. What's in the foreground? It seems to be more rock. It's just a canyon. It's a canyon basically. Comes into play tapped. It doesn't. Oh! It puts the land. Ah, okay. Maybe it's fine. Old boy did the math. 19.25% off. Get the 15% off first. Another 5% off later. What subreddit is? Custom Magic. I've got a link to it in the description. Doesn't say basic though. No, well, if a basic plains, basic mountain still counts. Okay, maybe this is the next evolution of the fetch lands. It's probably really strong though, because like, no, maybe it's more balanced, or maybe not. No, maybe it's more balanced because you will not have access to mana on turn 1. You just won't. All right, I like it actually. You know what? Reading the card explains the card. After reading this the second time around, I like it. It looks better. It's a continuation of the old Mirage cycle. I think they should reprint those. I don't know about for Pioneer, but I think they should reprint those. I think that's a great budget land cycle. We could use the Mirage fetch land cycle. You just fetch Triumphs, which come to play tapped anyways. Yeah, you do it at end of turn. You just don't have access to anything on turn. Oh, we have a lot of them, actually. We got the Tumbleweed Valley. The Lazy River. Don't we all feel like that some days? Feel like a lazy river. The Ghost Town. The Coastal Pines. Flooded Mine Shaft. Thunder Gulch. The Old Sawmill. Rugged Ranch. And the Remote Glade. Get them all. Oh, they put a lot of time into this. Not good for them. All right, next up, we got Red Co. Imperfect Replication. Just because you can experiment with something doesn't mean you should. They were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Classic Jurassic Park line. Jurassic Park taught us so much. So did the Terminator. Okay, we got a blue and some sort of hybrid between colorless and blue and colorless. It's imperfect replication. We got, it's a lesson. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi. That is so weird. The sorcerers experimented with the eldritch matter left behind by the Eldrazi to disastrous results. I like that. It's pretty cool flavor. Really nice flavor. And it makes a lot of sense. It's like there's a bunch of Eldrazi body parts left around. All right, let's make a Frankenstein out of this. Frankenstein Eldrazi. Emrakul the Frankenstein. The Frankendralzi. It was too hard to make work, but whatever. Yeah, I'll give it a pass. Cool stuff. All right, next on the freebie section, we got the Parson Turka, the Caregiver. It's a big elephant for 3 mana. It's a 3/3 lifelinker. Whenever another untapped creature you control would be destroyed, you may instead tap it. Whenever another untapped creature... Okay, so if it would be destroyed, you tap it, and it doesn't die? Have faith in your gods, and moreover, the recovery position. Okay, Zanzi's saving me here. The Eldrazenstein. I do know that works out a whole lot better. Nailed it. Anyway, okay, I have a feeling this is I guess this is fine. It seems sort of broken, so if anything's untapped, yeah, whenever another untapped creature, so it can't count itself. So you can kill the Parson Turka, and then all of a sudden kill everything else, and it will work. Actually, it was Frankendrazi's monster. There we go. So basically, regenerate without removing damage. It's a good point. How does this thing work? So what does so it doesn't get destroyed, but do we remove the damage? Because that's what regenerate would do. So I mean, I guess it has protection from destruction, but if it takes lethal damage, then it still might die. So we untap it so it doesn't get destroyed, but then they'll just check for lethal, like state-based effects again will happen and it just dies anyway. Yeah, I think it still dies to damage. It just protects you from, like, I don't know, a sweeper of some sort. So it would have to also say remove all damage. So anyway, this makes it really fair. Even more fair than I first analyzed. Gabrielle, thanks so much for your super chat. Less balanced, maybe this one. Curse of the Beast Calamity version 2. I can tell you've submitted this several times. So we have Curse of the Beast Calamity. What was that before? That was 17 days ago. Oh, it was this thing. Okay, and then we got version 2. Version 2, baby. Okay, it's still 5 mana. That didn't change. Each player creates 3/0/1 white human creature tokens. Each player sacrifices... Okay, it's chapter 2. Each player sacrifices all human they control. It should be all humans. For each creature sacrificed this way, create a 2/2 black and red fairy creature token. That's a beefy fairy creature. And then exile the saga, return to the battlefield transformed under your control. And the transformation's on the other side here. Demon Hound Barkus. It's a 4/4 creature. With trample. It's a fairy demon dog. It's a big demon dog. Whenever an opponent... Devour Fairy 2? What the hell is that? Whenever an opponent activates a mana ability, they lose 1 life. That's insane. During each end step, if 5 or more life were lost due to this ability this turn, destroy target land. Even as she devours and burns everything on her path, her heart let out a silent cry. Is there any brave hero who can defeat me? It's the first side. It's 5 mana. Like, maybe it's okay. It's 5 mana is a lot of mana. I'm not gonna lie. But then it's like so is it a one-sided mana barbs? Whenever an opponent... It's a one-sided mana barbs, which is very concerning. Yeah, big fairy. Rob Boy likes the art. Or he just likes it. Don't mess with the mana abilities.
Anyway, well,
I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate this card, to be honest. I can't tell if it's broken or if it's fine. Like 5 mana, wait to chapter 3. But on the other hand, it's like each player sacrifices all humans they control. For each creature sacked this way, create a... So I guess everyone gets the fairies, so you upgrade your humans to fairies. On the other hand, if you ping off all their humans, then they get nothing. Faithful to the source, turn 8 at the latest. Alright, I'll give it a pass. It's tough, though. It's hard to... It's one of those cards you have to play with to truly appreciate them. At the moment, you can't. I still don't know what Devour 2 fairies are. Devour Fairy 2. You have to feed it fairies? Keep feeding it more fairies. To the furnace. I think only you create the fairies. I think, based on the wording... Each player sacrifices all humans they control for each creature sacked this way, including your opponents. Create a 2/2 black and red fairy creature token, so they get it as well. Yeah, we're gonna create at least 6. Oh, you're talking about you get that many tokens. If that's true, this card's busted. It's instant disqualification. There's no way in hell you should be able to have, even for 5 mana, like that many 2/2 red fairy creature tokens by like the following turn. Okay, you may sacrifice fairies as it enters the battlefield to add... Oh, is that how Devour... Oh, that's how Devour works. But it doesn't even ETB. Oh, does it exile and come back? Exile the saga? Oh, it does ETB. Okay, it ETBs. Anyway, okay, I don't know how to evaluate this card. It could be broken. It could be fair. Does it Zyber or does it Danger? You let us all know in the comments section. Alright, moving on, we got Ursula. The Sea Witch. Oh, we got a little mermaid action here. Black, blue, 2 generic for a 3/4 Octopus Shaman. I never thought about it. I guess she is a shaman. I always thought of her as a sorcerer, some sort of wizard. Black, blue, 1 generic. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black worm. Ursula the Sea Witch gets +1/+1 for each worm creature you control. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1. So basically, you get the creature in the form of a 1/1 worm. I guess this is fine, I think. Imagine exiling an Eldrazi. Alright, annihilate you for 4. Eat it. Simple but flavorful. I guess so. You know what? I haven't even watched The Little Mermaid before. You know, I've seen little clips of it, but I don't think I've ever sat through The Little Mermaid from beginning to end. Like, I get the story. You know, basically, like, she turns the Little Mermaid into a human, and then she can't speak. And I don't even know why she can't speak. But then she finds the prince, and like, that's it. That's as much story as I know. Tap to pay copyrights. Those poor unfortunate souls. All right. Moving on to the super chatters. We have a lot of super chatters. Violet, thanks so much for your super chat. I want to see your thoughts on mechanic in my set and one of the powerhouses for it. Castoria in Magic. Intended to be a powerhouse. All right. Oh my. Oh, I think I gotta make the screen bigger. We gotta go bigger. Okay. Atria, Child of Prophecy. It's a blue, white, green, 2 generic, 4/4 Avatar Mystic. Creatures you control have lifelink. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature spell, you may cast a copy of it without paying its mana cost. Oh my goodness! Whoops. Wrong sound effect. So basically, you cast creatures. I mean, you're gonna have to find a right balance between like non-creature spells and creature spells. But you are in blue, so you can manipulate the top of your library pretty well. So I think the top half is just absolutely broken. We haven't even read the rest of it. Noble Phantasm. You can pay for Bant X. Transform this until end of turn. Activate only during your turns. That's fine. Then we have Altria around Caliburn. Creatures you control have lifelink and vigilance. Whenever this creature transforms into Altria, Distribute X shield counters on non-land perms you control with no shield counters. And this thing's a 5/5. I think what I'd be fine with. You can cast the spell, or make a copy if you cast the casting cost. I don't know how to make this fair though. Casting the top card of your deck for free sounds insane. Okay, old boy says it's broken as heck already, and we're just at the second ability. I know. Sweet child of mine. It's a novel, so naturally Wizards of the Coast will want to print this. This is why I don't make custom cards. I would just create a card that's equally sexy as Oko, but equally as good as Omnath. Basically, yeah, it danger. Transform until end of turn is interesting. Oh, is that true? Transform this thing until your next turn. Oh, so it swaps back. Creatures control have vigilance and lifelink. But you still put shield counters on it. You can put shield counters on itself, which makes it even harder to kill. I think you need to just change this ability in some way so that you literally cast the card instead of like not casting it at all. Make it so the spell must have a CMC must be less than or equal to the creature spell. That might make it fair. Yeah, that might make it fair. Instead of playing like blatant thievery for nothing, which of course would be in the color pie here. Yeah, broken, absolutely broken. Sorry. Very pretty looking card though. Very nice looking. But we don't get points for that. Okay, we have to get through all the super chats because I have billions of super chats here. Louise, thank you so much. Please check out my card, Terrorblade. Hell Prisoner. We got a red, black, blue, 2 generic. What is this? Nicol Bolas. Death form. 5 loyalty, Terrorblade. +1, create an XX blue and black demon illusion creature token with flying, where X is Terrorblade's Hell Prisoner's loyalty. Oh my goodness. Is it just so is it like it becomes XX? So does it go up and down with the loyalty? I'm assuming that's what it is. Instead of it just being like, okay, my loyalty's at 6 now, so I have a 6/6 creature permanently. I don't know how to interpret that card. It sounds like I might put it into play. Because other cards like Constructs are like X, its power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts in play. So that changes. Okay, so -2, each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So basically it just wipes the board for everything. And then -8, you gain control of target opponent during that player's next turn. Not that crazy. I mean, it's just a one-time, what's it called? Mindslaver. -2 can kill the +1 creature. Yeah, I know. You're definitely gonna kill your own creatures. This is the type of deck you're gonna want to have creatures with power less than its toughness. But it would work. It's totally doable. I like it. 2-hour stream? Absolutely not. We can get to them super chats. Good. All right, Whale of Darkness. Thanks so much for your super chat. The dream of people with good language skills. Sounds like the opposite of the school with kids that cannot read good from Zoolander. All right, we got Mekali, Traveler of Worlds for a blue 2 generic. It's a Tiefling Bard, a 3/4. When Mekali enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of languages on non-land permanents you control. This is like an unset card. You gotta put the 8 core in here, damn it. When Mekali leaves the battlefield, discard X cards, where X is the highest number of non-land perms you control that share the same language. Draw X cards, where X is the number of languages on non-land permanents you control. Finally giving you an incentive to, I don't know, get a Portuguese card, the Italian card, the Russian, the French, the Spanish, get a little Japanese. You could also get Chinese simplified, Chinese traditional. Get Korean in there. It's silver. Oh, it is silver. You're right. I didn't even take notice. All right, so it actually it's fine. All right, this is a great silver. It's a great silver border card. Here, I'll give you another super chat for that. It's a neat gimmick card. But here's the problem. If you're playing unglued cards, unset cards, do they come in other languages? Where'd you get that French unset card? Basically, you'd be forced, like, if you played draft or cube with these things, they'd be completely useless. Like, at least within the unsets. Because I think they only come in English. Yeah, language tribal. How many languages have been printed in Magic? I don't remember. Sometimes I can rattle them almost all of them off. It's like less than 20, though. If it doesn't exist in your language, they just use English. Usually. Does the One Ring count? Yeah, with the, what's the Orcish or Old Elvish? Sorry, it's Old Elvish. Some form of Elvish. I can't read it. There are few who can. All right, next super chat. Let's look at Pyro Bob Counter Punch. A hopefully flavorful and balanced red counterspell. No shot! But let's see it anyway. Red. Instant. Counter target spell if you've dealt damage to that spell's controller this turn. Maybe that is balanced. That's really hard to pull off. I mean, I would almost downright say it's unplayable. So you need like at least 3 mana up to make it useful. Or I guess you need some sort of pinger in play. I'm sorry, did I break your concentration? Well, you had to have the Pulp Fiction guy in there. You need Samuel L. Jackson in the frame. Totally fair. Yeah, this is, I would almost say it's unplayable. Some red players might disagree. Remember, people, we only look up cards for the super chats. This is the pay-to-win show. Although, if you can make a popular enough card on the main page, it has a good chance of seeing get some love here. We've got okay, Brawly Shadow has Ariel, daughter of Triton. What super chat we're gonna give you? All right, Ariel. More My Little Mermaid stuff. All right, got a blue 1 generic, Ariel, daughter of Triton, Merfolk Noble. I would imagine she would have been Merfolk Human, but whatever. Okay, she's not human form yet. It's a 2/3 with Ward X, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Why? Okay, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player chooses an artifact card in their graveyard. May put that card... at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player chooses an artifact card in their graveyard. You may put a card chosen this way onto the battlefield under your control. Neat! I would figure that you should be able to just steal their artifacts, because that's what she did, right? She collected things. She found a fork and be like, this is a... Or she didn't say it was a comb. The stupid bird said it was a comb. This is a comb. She likes things and stuff. Gadgets and gizmos. But she is the one who collected them. She didn't get gifted them from other people. So I feel like it's good for balance, but it's a bit of a flavor fail. Seriously though, do we even have Merfolk Nobles? We do not have any of them. Yeah, she collects trinkets in the movie. I just remember the fork. And what, she was combing her hair at the dinner or something? And the prince is like, what is with this weird girl? She doesn't say anything. She combs her hair with the damn fork. Oh, well. Sweet card. That's pretty cool. I love the idea of taking like a Chalice of the Void from my graveyard, putting it on the battlefield or so just putting it back onto the battlefield. Oh no, it's each opponent's upkeep. Well, that sucks. Well, this is a playable card, but I don't know how strong it is. She finds discarded Tribkits. Is that how it works? All right. Oh yeah, we have the changelings cheat all the time. Changelings are Merfolk Nobles. Always have been. All right, Redco. Ace of Aces? Oh, you got a split card, do you? Oh, you got what's it called? You got an adventure card. Okay, we have a 3-mana 2/1 Ace of Aces. can crew vehicles as though its power were 20 or greater. What are you, nuts? Honestly, it's probably not broken. Like, what's the worst it could do? We have our then Dogfight. It's an instant adventure for a red 1 generic. Target artifact creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any target. It's probably fair. I think a lot of vehicle decks would want to play this card. It would just be quintessential to make a lot of artifact decks work. Or like a lot of, what's it called? Vehicle decks work. Yeah, vehicle tribal. 20 or greater. You never know. You never know what Wizards of the Coast will print. They could print anything these days. Anyway, okay, so Toads likes it. Empress Galena is a Merfolk Noble. Oh! There we go, so we have a real Merfolk Noble. Okay, we got Quadratical. Whoa, I made it for another one of these. Here's another oldie I made. Unstable Citadel. Alright, we got 8. Oh, I love lands. Me lovey lands. Okay, tap. Add 1 generic to your mana pool. Pay a white, 1 generic. Tap. Put a 1/1 white soldier creature token with Defender. Name Citadel Guard onto the battlefield. We're multiplying the Citadel Guards? It's not even legendary. Oh, I guess it's just one of many unstable Citadels. Okay, we can also pay a white 3 generic. Tap. Sacrifice Unstable Citadel. Destroy all creatures blocked by creatures named Unstable Citadel and all creatures named named Citadel Guard. Is it just me, or does that look a bit shaky? Says Nair Jaden, Citadel Guard, last words. This card is so bad. I would never put this thing in my deck. I mean, it's fair. You can absolutely play this thing if you want. Destroy all creatures blocked by. So you have to make a bunch of these stupid guards, and then you gotta sack the land to sack the guards. At the very least, I guess you have a 1/1. I guess that's fine. So maybe I'm being a little too harsh. I mean, the 1/1s aren't worthless. Making a 1/1 every turn for effectively 3 mana because you have to tap the Citadel. Maybe it's okay. Oh well, trap your opponent's creatures in the unstable Citadel, and it collapses on them. Like a Jenga block. So they get into a fight and it falls down. Run with the Crucible. Hey, run with Crucible Worlds. Yeah, constantly make the damn thing. Normalize bad custom cards. Yeah, it can't be too broken. Alright, cool card. Brawly Shadow is back. Caucus Race. Oh my god, is this going to be Flying versus Deeply 2024? Okay, it's a blue 1 generic. First chapter, draw a card. I actually think that's a bit broken. Okay, pay chapter 2, scry 1, remove a lore counter from Caucus Race. So you could perpetually... Hold on, then does it never get to chapter 3? Does it have skip ahead? Remove a lore count. It will never get to chapter 3. It like has no point. This thing's broken. Scry 1, remove a lore counter. And it will be fine. Like you put the chapter, you go to chapter 2, remove the chapter, you scry 1. So you just basically perpetually scry 1 for forever. That's the joke. Oh, is that how it works? Read ahead. Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't need read ahead. That's the Caucus Race for you. So and then they never get to chapter 3. Remove all counters from target permanent, which would never be this thing. Yeah, read behind. Unless you proliferate, I don't know how to spell. And I guess there's nothing else that this card does. I guess hey, the scry 1 is not bad. It's political. That's the whole point. Yeah, read behind. Our first read behind card. But not read behind enough. Like okay, so I guess this is okay. You get first you draw a card and then you perpetually scry every turn, which is not terrible. It's absolutely not terrible. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if Disney would make Magic cards when they have Lorcana. Disney is in a lot of debt. You know what? They probably are desperate for money just as much as Wizards of the Coast is. Okay, do we have any more super chats? We do not. Thank you very much. ladies and gentlemen, for being here for our custom card stream. If you want to be here for more streams, be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, I'm not going to have a show on Friday. We're actually going to have a secret show later tonight. All right, we're going to have one more Coffee and MTG show later tonight to make up for the one I don't have on Friday because I have a road trip. Going to Minnesota to play some chess. Got to thank everyone who is here for the show. The supporters, the people on Patreon, the members on YouTube, and of course, all the wonderful people submitting their custom Magic the Gathering cards, making the show so special every single day. And of course, we also have to thank the people who show up every morning. Oh my god, I love you people. I love Brawly Shadow, Bread, Gabrielle, Witherfang, Jacob, oh boy, Mr. Deadhead, Jacob, Toads, Ed. We got Steve Cooper, Crab Tribe. We got Bread, Jess, Blue Heart, Zanzi. We got Rotboy, Tommy Siddons, Abzo, Megagur. Because without all you guys, I wouldn't have a show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees. We'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.